Welcome back to the audio bookshelf. We hope you enjoy the book, and please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons to get our latest content. Please enjoy. Leaders Who Listen: The Power of Empathy in Business. Presented by Theo E. David from the audio bookshelf. Chapter 1. The Value of Listening in Leadership. Empathy is often seen as a soft skill, but in reality, it is one of the most powerful tools in a leader's arsenal. The ability to truly listen to others and understand their perspectives can transform not only individual relationships but also the culture of an organization. In a world where rapid decision-making and assertiveness are often celebrated, listening can sometimes be undervalued. Yet, it is through listening that leaders gain the insights needed to inspire trust, foster collaboration, and drive meaningful change. The modern workplace is diverse and ever-changing. Leaders who actively listen to their team members create an environment of respect and openness, encouraging innovation and engagement. When employees feel heard, they are more likely to contribute their best ideas and efforts, leading to higher levels of performance and job satisfaction. Listening goes beyond hearing words. It involves paying attention to tone, body language, and underlying emotions. A skilled leader knows how to ask the right questions, paraphrase responses, and confirm understanding to ensure clarity. This practice, often referred to as active listening, strengthens relationships and builds a foundation of trust. One of the most significant challenges leaders face is balancing empathy with accountability. While it is essential to be compassionate, leaders must also uphold standards and expectations. Listening allows for a better understanding of the root causes of challenges, enabling leaders to address issues constructively and fairly. By listening, leaders demonstrate that they value their team members' input, even when making tough decisions. Empathetic leaders are not just effective, they are also inspirational. Their ability to connect with people on a personal level fosters loyalty and motivates teams to go above and beyond. In the long term, organizations led by empathetic leaders often see higher levels of retention, greater innovation, and a stronger sense of purpose among employees. In the following chapters, we will explore practical strategies for developing empathy, techniques for active listening, and real-world examples of leaders who have successfully leveraged these skills to achieve remarkable results. Empathy is not just a trait, it is a practice that can be cultivated and refined over time. By committing to listen, leaders can unlock the true potential of their teams and create a lasting legacy of trust and collaboration. Chapter 2. The Foundations of Empathy in Leadership. Empathy begins with self-awareness. Leaders who understand their own emotions, biases, and communication styles are better equipped to recognize and respond to the emotions of others. This foundation is critical because self-aware leaders can regulate their reactions, ensuring their responses are thoughtful rather than impulsive. The journey to self-awareness often involves reflection, feedback from trusted colleagues, and a willingness to acknowledge areas for improvement. One of the first steps to cultivating empathy is recognizing the difference between empathy and sympathy. Sympathy often involves feeling pity or sorrow for someone else's misfortune, whereas empathy is the ability to step into another person's shoes and experience their perspective. While sympathy creates distance between people, empathy builds connection. Leaders who empathize don't just acknowledge struggles, they actively seek to understand and address them. Understanding the needs and perspectives of others requires intentional effort. Leaders must create opportunities for open dialogue, where team members feel safe sharing their thoughts and experiences. This can be achieved through one-on-one meetings, team discussions, or anonymous surveys. The key is to demonstrate genuine curiosity and a commitment to listening without judgment. Empathy flourishes in environments where people feel respected and valued. Cultural competence plays a significant role in empathetic leadership, especially in today's globalized workforce. Leaders who take the time to learn about the cultural backgrounds, traditions, and values of their team members can foster stronger connections and reduce misunderstandings. For example, understanding cultural norms around communication, decision-making, and conflict resolution can help leaders tailor their approach to meet the unique needs of their team. This sensitivity not only enhances relationships but also demonstrates a leader's commitment to inclusivity. Empathy also involves recognizing nonverbal cues. Research shows that much of human communication is nonverbal, with body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice conveying more than words alone. A leader who notices a furrowed brow during a meeting or a colleague's unusually quiet demeanor can address potential concerns before they escalate. By being observant and responsive, leaders show they care about more than just results, they care about the people achieving them. The benefits of empathetic leadership extend beyond interpersonal relationships. Empathy drives innovation by encouraging diverse perspectives and creative problem solving. When employees feel that their ideas are valued, they are more likely to share out-of-the-box solutions. Empathetic leaders create a culture of psychological safety, where team members aren't afraid to take risks or make mistakes because they know their efforts will be supported, not ridiculed. Empathy also plays a crucial role in conflict resolution. Disagreements are inevitable in any organization, but empathetic leaders approach conflict as an opportunity for growth rather than a challenge to overcome. By listening to all sides and seeking to understand the underlying issues, leaders can mediate effectively and find solutions that satisfy everyone involved. This approach not only resolves the immediate conflict, but also strengthens relationships and trust within the team. A critical element of empathy is the ability to give and receive feedback constructively. Leaders who approach feedback with empathy consider how their words will be received and tailor their delivery accordingly. Instead of focusing solely on what needs improvement, they balance constructive criticism with positive reinforcement. This approach ensures that feedback is seen as an opportunity for growth rather than a personal attack. At the same time, empathetic leaders welcome feedback about their own performance, recognizing it as a chance to improve and lead by example. Empathy can be especially impactful during times of crisis or change. Whether navigating a company restructuring, economic downturn, or global pandemic, leaders who prioritize empathy help their teams feel supported and resilient. In challenging times, employees often face heightened stress and uncertainty. A leader who listens, communicates transparently, and offers reassurance can help their team stay focused and motivated despite external pressures. One of the most practical ways to develop empathy is through active listening. Active listening requires leaders to give their full attention to the speaker, refrain from interrupting, and provide thoughtful responses. This practice goes beyond simply hearing words. It involves understanding the emotions and intentions behind them. Leaders can demonstrate active listening by maintaining eye contact, nodding to show understanding, and paraphrasing the speaker's message to confirm clarity. Another powerful tool for building empathy is storytelling. Sharing personal experiences or encouraging team members to share theirs can foster a sense of connection and mutual understanding. Stories have the unique ability to humanize challenges and highlight commonalities, making it easier for people to relate to one another. Leaders who use storytelling effectively can inspire, motivate, and create a shared sense of purpose within their teams. The journey to empathetic leadership also requires a commitment to continuous learning. Empathy is not a static trait but a skill that can be honed over time. Leaders can expand their capacity for empathy by reading books, attending workshops, or seeking mentorship. Additionally, practicing mindfulness can enhance a leader's ability to stay present and attuned to the needs of others. By making empathy a daily practice, leaders can ensure it becomes a cornerstone of their leadership style. Despite its many benefits, empathy is not without its challenges. Leaders must balance empathy with decisiveness, ensuring that compassion does not lead to indecision or a lack of accountability. For example, while it is important to understand the challenges faced by underperforming employees, leaders must also address these issues to maintain team productivity and morale. Striking this balance requires a nuanced approach, where empathy informs decisions but does not overshadow organizational goals. Leaders who are empathetic often face the misconception that they are too soft or lenient. However, empathy and strength are not mutually exclusive. In fact, empathetic leaders are often the most resilient, as their ability to understand and connect with others provides a strong foundation for navigating challenges. Empathy is a form of strength that fosters loyalty, inspires trust, and drives meaningful results. Organizations that prioritize empathy at all levels of leadership often see measurable improvements in performance, engagement, and retention. Employees who feel valued and understood are more likely to stay committed to their work and their organization. Additionally, empathy enhances customer relationships, as leaders who understand their customers' needs can provide better solutions and experiences. The long-term impact of empathetic leadership extends beyond the workplace. Leaders who model empathy inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect that can transform entire communities. By fostering a culture of understanding and collaboration, empathetic leaders contribute to a more compassionate and connected world. Chapter 3. Practical Techniques for Cultivating Empathy in Leadership. Empathy may seem like an innate quality that some people are born with, but the truth is, it can be intentionally developed and refined. For leaders, cultivating empathy is a continuous process that requires practice, commitment, and a willingness to learn. In this chapter, we will explore practical techniques that leaders can use to build empathy in their everyday interactions and decision-making processes. The first step to fostering empathy is to create space for authentic communication. Leaders often operate in environments where time is limited and agendas are packed. However, prioritizing meaningful conversations with team members is essential for understanding their needs, concerns, and aspirations. Scheduling regular one-on-one meetings is a simple yet powerful way to establish a habit of active listening. During these meetings, leaders should focus entirely on the person they are speaking with, putting aside distractions, maintaining eye contact, and showing genuine interest in the discussion. Asking open-ended questions is another key technique for encouraging deeper dialogue. Rather than posing yes or no questions, leaders should ask questions that prompt reflection and invite detailed responses. For example, instead of asking, "Are you okay with this plan?" a leader might ask, "How do you feel about this plan, and is there anything you think we should adjust?" This approach signals that the leader values the individual's perspective and is open to feedback. Practicing reflective listening is another cornerstone of empathetic leadership. Reflective listening involves paraphrasing what the speaker has said to ensure understanding and demonstrate attentiveness. For instance, if a team member expresses frustration about a tight deadline, the leader might respond, "It sounds like you're feeling overwhelmed by the timeline. Can we explore ways to make it more manageable?" This technique not only clarifies communication but also validates the speaker's feelings, making them feel heard and respected. Leaders must also be intentional about cultivating empathy across diverse teams. In workplaces that include individuals from different cultural, generational, and professional backgrounds, understanding unique perspectives requires effort. Leaders can start by educating themselves about cultural differences and seeking to understand how these differences influence communication styles, decision-making preferences, and workplace expectations. Hosting diversity and inclusion workshops or encouraging employees to share their own cultural experiences can create a more empathetic and cohesive team environment. Embracing vulnerability is a powerful way for leaders to build empathy. While traditional leadership models often emphasize strength and authority, showing vulnerability humanizes leaders and fosters deeper connections. This might involve sharing a personal story about a time when they faced challenges or admitting when they don't have all the answers. Vulnerability encourages authenticity and signals to team members that it's okay to be honest about their own struggles. When leaders model vulnerability, they pave the way for more open and empathetic communication throughout the organization. Another practical strategy for building empathy is shadowing employees in their daily tasks. Spending time in the shoes of others provides first-hand insight into their challenges and experiences. For instance, a manager might spend a day working alongside a customer service representative to better understand the demands of the role. This not only helps the leader appreciate the employee's contributions, but also equips them to make more informed decisions about processes and support systems. Empathy can also be fostered through storytelling. Leaders can use stories to illustrate complex ideas, highlight shared values, or inspire action. Sharing personal anecdotes or success stories from other team members can create a sense of connection and motivate others. Additionally, encouraging employees to share their own stories, whether through meetings, newsletters, or team-building exercises, can strengthen bonds and promote a culture of understanding. Nonverbal communication plays a crucial role in empathetic interactions. Leaders should be mindful of their body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions when engaging with others. For example, crossing arms or looking at a phone during a conversation can signal disinterest, while maintaining an open posture and nodding affirmatively conveys attentiveness and respect. Small gestures, like a warm smile or a supportive pat on the back, can also go a long way in reinforcing empathetic connections. One of the most underappreciated aspects of empathy is the role of patience. In fast-paced environments, leaders may feel pressure to resolve issues quickly or move conversations along. However, empathy often requires slowing down to truly understand the nuances of a situation. Taking the time to listen, ask follow-up questions, and reflect before responding demonstrates a genuine commitment to understanding others. Patience also allows leaders to approach conflicts with a cooler head, leading to more thoughtful and effective resolutions. Empathy extends beyond interpersonal interactions. It should also inform decision-making. Leaders must consider how their choices will impact others, whether it's implementing a new policy, reallocating resources, or restructuring a team. Empathy-driven decision-making involves anticipating potential concerns, seeking input from those affected, and striving to balance organizational goals with individual well-being. For example, before introducing a significant change, a leader might survey employees to understand their concerns and incorporate their feedback into the final plan. Technology can be a valuable ally in developing empathy. Tools like anonymous surveys, employee feedback platforms, and collaboration software can help leaders gather insights about their team's experiences and needs. Anonymity can encourage more candid responses, providing leaders with a clearer picture of workplace dynamics. However, it's important to pair these tools with personal interactions to avoid relying solely on data and losing the human element. Mentorship is another effective way to cultivate empathy. Leaders who seek guidance from mentors or act as mentors themselves have opportunities to engage in deep, meaningful conversations that enhance their understanding of others' perspectives. Mentorship relationships often involve sharing experiences, offering support, and navigating challenges together, all of which reinforce empathy as a leadership skill. Mindfulness practices can also enhance a leader's capacity for empathy. Techniques such as meditation, deep breathing, or journaling help leaders stay present and attuned to their emotions and the emotions of others. Mindfulness cultivates self-awareness and reduces stress, enabling leaders to respond to situations with greater compassion and clarity. Encouraging mindfulness among team members can also promote a more empathetic and harmonious workplace culture. Empathy is not only about understanding others, but also about taking action to address their needs. Leaders who follow through on promises, advocate for their teams, and implement changes based on feedback demonstrate that they value their employees' input. This action-oriented approach builds trust and reinforces the importance of empathy in leadership. One challenge leaders may face in practicing empathy is managing their own emotional boundaries. While it's essential to connect with others on a personal level, leaders must avoid becoming overwhelmed by the emotions of those they lead. Developing emotional intelligence, particularly the ability to regulate one's own emotions and set healthy boundaries, is crucial for maintaining balance. Leaders can practice emotional intelligence by recognizing when they need support themselves and seeking help when necessary. Empathy can also extend beyond the workplace. Leaders who engage with their local communities, participate in volunteer work, or advocate for social causes demonstrate a commitment to making a positive impact. This broader perspective not only enhances their own empathy but also inspires their teams to adopt a more compassionate outlook. The benefits of empathetic leadership are far-reaching. Studies show that employees who feel understood by their leaders are more engaged, motivated, and loyal. Empathy fosters a sense of belonging, which is critical for retaining top talent and building a positive organizational culture. It also enhances collaboration, as team members are more likely to work together effectively when they feel valued and respected. Chapter 4. Real-world examples of empathetic leadership in action. Empathy in leadership is not just a theoretical concept, it has been demonstrated in real-world scenarios across various industries and organizational structures. From Fortune 500 companies to small businesses, empathetic leaders have driven remarkable results by prioritizing understanding and connection. This chapter examines inspiring examples of empathetic leadership and the transformative impact it has had on their teams, organizations, and stakeholders. Satya Nadella at Microsoft, redefining culture through empathy. When Satya Nadella became CEO of Microsoft in 2014, the company faced internal silos, waning innovation, and a competitive market. Nadella prioritized empathy as a cornerstone of his leadership style, focusing on transforming the company's culture. He encouraged employees to embrace a growth mindset, emphasizing curiosity, collaboration, and continuous learning. By listening to employees and understanding their experiences, he dismantled a culture of internal competition and replaced it with one of inclusivity and cooperation. Under Nadella's leadership, Microsoft also began to focus on understanding customer needs at a deeper level. This empathetic approach led to innovations like Azure's accessibility features, designed with input from users with disabilities. The results were striking. Microsoft's market value more than tripled during Nadella's tenure, and the company regained its reputation as a leader in technology and innovation. Jacinda Ardern, leading a nation with compassion. As Prime Minister of New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern became a global symbol of empathetic leadership during crises such as the Christchurch mosque shootings in 2019 and the COVID-19 pandemic. Following the Christchurch tragedy, Ardern responded with deep compassion, connecting personally with the victims' families and emphasizing unity across the nation. She wore a headscarf in solidarity with Muslim communities and used her platform to advocate for empathy and understanding. Her empathetic approach extended to the pandemic response. Through transparent communication and a focus on protecting lives, Ardern fostered trust and cooperation among citizens. Her ability to connect with people on a personal level not only strengthened her leadership but also helped New Zealand achieve some of the lowest COVID-19 mortality rates globally. Howard Schultz at Starbucks, empathy in action. Howard Schultz, the former CEO of Starbucks, consistently demonstrated empathy throughout his tenure. Schultz often spoke about the importance of creating a company that prioritized people, both employees and customers. This philosophy was evident in Starbucks' decision to offer comprehensive healthcare benefits to part-time employees, a practice uncommon in the industry at the time. Schultz's empathetic leadership was also evident during challenging moments, such as the closure of 8,000 Starbucks stores in 2018 for racial bias training after an incident of discrimination. This decision was a bold acknowledgement of the company's responsibility to address systemic issues. By listening to feedback from employees and customers, Schultz demonstrated a commitment to creating a more inclusive and understanding workplace. The role of empathy in small businesses. Empathy is not limited to large corporations or high-profile leaders. Small business owners often rely on empathetic leadership to build strong relationships with employees and customers. For example, a small bakery that adapts its hours to accommodate employees with caregiving responsibilities or a family-owned store that listens to customer feedback to improve its offerings exemplifies empathy in action. These small-scale examples highlight how empathetic leadership fosters loyalty, enhances customer satisfaction, and creates a positive community impact. Transforming organizations through empathy. The impact of empathetic leadership extends beyond individual leaders. It can transform entire organizations. Companies that prioritize empathy often experience higher levels of employee engagement, innovation, and customer loyalty. For instance, Patagonia, the outdoor apparel company, has built its brand around empathy for the environment and its customers. By focusing on sustainability and ethical practices, Patagonia has fostered a loyal customer base while driving meaningful environmental change. Similarly, healthcare organizations that prioritize empathetic patient care often see better health outcomes and higher patient satisfaction rates. By understanding patients' concerns and tailoring care to their needs, these organizations demonstrate how empathy can improve both the human experience and organizational performance. Building empathy into organizational culture. For empathy to have a lasting impact, it must become ingrained in an organization's culture. This requires leadership at all levels to model empathetic behaviors and create systems that support empathetic practices. Companies can foster empathy by 1. Providing training, offering workshops on active listening, emotional intelligence, and cultural competence can help employees and leaders develop their empathy skills. 2. Encouraging feedback. Creating channels for employees and customers to share their perspectives helps organizations stay attuned to their needs and concerns. 3. Recognizing empathy. Celebrating acts of empathy within the organization reinforces its importance and encourages others to follow suit. 4. Focusing on diversity and inclusion. Building diverse teams and fostering an inclusive environment ensures that multiple perspectives are heard and valued. 5. Prioritizing well-being. Supporting employees' mental and physical health demonstrates a commitment to their overall well-being and creates a foundation for empathetic interactions. Conclusion. The lasting impact of empathy in leadership. Empathy is not just a leadership skill, it is a way of thinking and being that has the power to transform individuals, teams, and organizations. Leaders who prioritize empathy foster trust, enhance collaboration, and drive innovation. They create environments where people feel valued, understood, and motivated to contribute their best. The examples and strategies outlined in this book demonstrate that empathy is not a weakness but a strength that enables leaders to navigate challenges and inspire others. It is a skill that can be cultivated through intentional practice, self-awareness, and a commitment to understanding others. As the workplace continues to evolve, empathy will remain a cornerstone of effective leadership, shaping the future of organizations and society as a whole. In the words of Maya Angelou, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Leaders who embrace empathy leave a lasting legacy of connection, compassion, and positive impact, both within their organizations and beyond. Thanks for listening, and please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons and also click the small bell icon to receive a notification every time a new free audiobook has arrived. Thanks again.